Okay, so this is Wordly Wise Lesson 10, and it's kind of crazy because you all are working on something right now, and I'm teaching to nobody, but we got to get this on the website so you can take notes on it later. And if I get interrupted, I'll just press pause, which I will. Oh, well. Okay, so Wordly Wise Lesson 10. The first word is abject, and it means most miserable or wretched, but the funny thing is that I cannot ever think of an example where I have used the adjective abject except to describe a type of poverty. So if you're in abject poverty, it's not just that you are in poor, it's that you probably have no running water and no food, and conditions are really filthy, so it's abject poverty. To advocate is to plead in favor or to defend. So I might advocate like an organization could advocate for the release of prisoners. And an advocate is the noun version. So an advocate is somebody who represents somebody else and fights for their rights. Atrocity is just a really horrible act of cruelty or wickedness, and or it can be appallingly bad or outrageous, which would be the adjectival form atrocious. So be careful of that when you do lesson 10b, because that's when you're doing the derivatives. And so just be sure you know the difference between an atrocity, which is a noun, it's a thing, a bad event, and atrocious, which is an adjective to describe something. Okay, so commemorate, and we had memento a couple lessons ago, and commemorate it has mem in it also, which has memory, and it's to serve as a memorial. So it is a verb. You could commemorate your graduation with a celebration and a ceremony. Dialect. This is a form of language spoken in a particular region. So there's a southern dialect in the United States of America, which sounds very different and is spoken at a different rate and uses even some grammatical rules than the northern dialect. So you might say, how y'all doing? Like y'all would be Y apostrophe A-L-L. It means you all. We don't use that very often here in the north. So it's region-specific is dialect. Okay, dire, having terrible consequences, urgent or desperate. It's an adjective also. You could have a dire need for water, which would mean you're dehydrated, which is from another Wordly Wise lesson, I believe lesson 1. Okay, where are we? Elite. Elite. Okay, so this one does get confusing for people. So the elite, if you use it that way, the noun form, they're a group of people who enjoy superior status. So the 8th graders at Parkview would be the elite. You have extra privileges. You go to Washington, D.C., or you at least offer the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. You can be on the varsity basketball team. You are the elite in that way. Sometimes it can be socially elite. It can have to do with money or power, but it doesn't have to. So you can also say an elite group would be the adjective form, is also elite. The elite group did not allow in the new student, the elite clique. You all know what cliques are, so that should be really clear to you. The elite one would be, the most exclusive, difficult to get into. Okay, so to enhance, and a lot of you do use, you use Photoshop. You may enhance photographs. You might make colors brighter or dimmer or whatever, or better or greater somehow. And that's to enhance. So if you enhance your hair color, you might make it brighter or more interesting. Not that I know anyone who does that. Me. All right, flagrant. Clearly offensive, bad. Conspicuous. It's the one kids typically understand when I say flagrant. When I say a flagrant foul in football, that would be like grabbing a face mask. And the reason that's a flagrant foul is because you could really damage somebody's neck and really cause serious injury. And that's why that in football, and I can't remember what it is, like you can get like shot back like 15 yards or something like that because it's really bad. And so they want to distinguish fouls, which is just like bumping into somebody after the whistle is blown, versus grabbing a face mask, which is a flagrant foul. It's really mean. So when you're really mean, so flagrant is very offensive. Languish, to lose hope, strength, vitality because of neglect or bad conditions. So if you're sick and nobody's really taking care of you at home, maybe everybody's at work, and you might get worse and worse as the day goes on. You may feel like you're languishing, like you're getting weak, and you're getting scared, and you're getting sicker and sicker, or more and more sick. Anyway, that's languishing. But it's usually used maybe for more severe things than, a head cold. You would languish if, maybe, remember swine flu came around, and some people were sick for 3 weeks. That was, they were languishing. Okay, mute. The next word is mute. That's soft, to soften or tone down the sound of, so you can, or completely take the sound away. So if you hit the mute button on your remote control, the TV's going to go quiet so that you can hear the important thing that your mother has come in the room to tell you. Just saying. Okay, and raise. This is a funny word to me because it's raise, R-A-Z-E. So if it's R-A-I-S-E, you raise something, but R-A-Z-E, ironically, is to knock it down. So you raise a building. A reprisal is a retaliation of an injury. So you get shoved in the hall. What do? Shove back. That's a reprisal. I'm not recommending that because, hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying out there? It can get dangerous. And then turmoil, a state of confusion, agitation, or tumult. There's that tumult again. Tumult, 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 tumult. So turmoil, a family is in turmoil when, if their house gets flooded. Like, oh, where do we go? What do we do? How do we get our lives back together? That's turmoil. So it's a great upheaval or agitation. And then the last one is wreak. Now this one kids have a lot of trouble with, so put a little star by it to spend some extra time really thinking about it and considering this word. So wreak it is a verb, and you wreak havoc. It's to bring about or inflict. You wreak trouble.